everyone? This is Greg with Fox Valley Heating and Air, and today we are going to talk about just kind of continue the series that I've been talking about with hiring people and the decision and how and when and why and where to find people. So as our company started growing more and more, and we were getting good reviews online, and started advertising in certain places, and it really helped us start getting some good business. So enough business that I needed more help, and when you need more help, you got to hire somebody. This time, I've hired my first person. I hired my second person, which was my wife. So I needed another person, and this time I didn't want maybe so much of a take a chance with a person. I wasn't, I have like a group of people that I know that I would love to take them, and say, hey, I got a job, and I'm available right now. Let's go. I need a tech. Let's go. Well, some people, didn't want to leave their job and make that jump with a small company like me because it's scary. They don't know if I have enough work to keep them busy. So I can understand people not wanting to make that jump. I did reach out to some other techs that I knew, but what I really started thinking was I'd like to get somebody fresh out of tech school. That way, Keith could have somebody to mentor. We could bring him up. All I needed was a good person. So we went over to a local trade school, and they were super cool. They brought me in, and they let me tour the whole school, the whole facility, the actual HVAC shop where they, the lab where they learned some of their stuff, and it was really really impressive. But these people, these people are making career changes, and they're paying a lot of money to go to these schools, and then hopefully when they get done, they can find a job somewhere. So, and here in this Northern California area, we desperately need techs out here. So we're always looking for good people. And for any of you new guys that are out there in the field watching this, honestly, a lot of us owners would love just a person who is like a good person. I don't necessarily need him to know how to do everything. I can teach you all that, slowly but surely, but I can't teach you how to be a good person. So a sincerely nice person is so desired in our field, because in residential HVAC, we are going into people's houses, and you're representing your owner, you're representing your boss, and that company name. And I'm not going to send anybody out there that is kind of, a rough and tough guy. I'm just not going to send that person out to Mrs. Jones' house. So I went out, and they let me tour the facility, and then they let me talk to the class, and I got to introduce myself, kind of give my story, how I started HVAC, how I got into it, how I started my business, goals that we're looking to reach and stuff like that, and how we're trying to get a hold of a new tech. So I must have had probably 8 people from that class reach out to me and apply, and I think we actually interviewed about 20 people for the job, and the one that I took had the least experience, but he was just a really polite guy, just a really neat, nice guy, real soft-spoken, mild-mannered guy. So don't think just because you don't have any experience that you can't get hired, because in my book, you definitely can. So that's the one we hired. We were not looking for the guy who could go out there and be savvy and sell and all this stuff. What I need is somebody I can trust, my wife can trust, and Miss Jones can trust when you go out there to the house. So I know I'm losing a little bit of daylight here, but ultimately my third hire, we negotiated an hourly rate, And so, you know, I let him know. We had basically whittled it down to 3 people. I had found out exactly, you know, about how much they wanted to be paid, and it all came down to, you know, 3 people. I think we actually were going to hire, I think it was like we were really close to hiring this one guy, and then he called us and said, I'm not quite ready yet. So we went with another guy, and both of those guys were really good guys. We were willing to take those guys on, and so we took Trey, and it's turned out to be a real blessing. He gets great reviews for us online. He makes club members while he's out there in the field. He's starting to do service calls and handle service calls. You know, it's great. A guy like him he hadn't run any service calls yet. So I told, you know, we had him running maintenance calls for a couple months. So when he started going out on these calls, you know, he was super green out on these calls, and he was able to, you know, capacitor calls. He was able to get through those calls pretty quick. But anything else, he was pretty much calling us on the job. You know, like, oh, here's what I got, and this is what I told him to do, was get out there. If you get stumped, if you don't know what you're doing, give me a call. But here's, you know, step 1, step 2. I gave him like several of my diagrams of like, you know, like little flow charts. You know, like if this is not working, then check this, then check this, then check this. You know, and how much he uses it, I don't know. But here now, what is it? 3-4 months later, he's been working for us, and he's getting through several calls. He gets through the majority of his calls now without having to call us. And I don't care if he has to call us. He can call me anytime he wants, and I got all the advice for him. We'll get him through any call. He just called me again today, and I told him there's no shame in it. We all call each other out there in the field, and that's fine. So he was our 3rd hire. Turned out to be a real good guy. He has put his foot through the ceiling once already. So, but you know, new guys, what are you going to do? So hopefully he won't do that again, because that's one of those big, no-nos in the field. But yeah, so with him, we have really increased our numbers. We've been able to do installs. We've been able to now do installs and still have a service tech out in the field to do jobs. So, when the season slows down, we'll have people to help out with duct cleaning and maintenances and all that other stuff. So we'll still stay busy. So this is just another part of the series that I've been talking about, like our hires and the people that we've hired, why we've hired them, and it's been a good time. Our revenue is increasing, the calls are coming in, and we've been staying really busy. We ended up having to hire another 2 more people by the end of this series, so we're up to 6 people now, and so that's me, Keith, Melissa, Travell, and now we're gonna, and then we hire 2 more people coming up, and I'll explain why and how we did that. So, all right. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. Sorry it's a little bit dark. I'm on my way home, back to Sacramento, and thought I'd shoot this video real quick. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it.